Hi, Jen, your pudgy picker, here at my desk with a very, very big garage sale haul. Now, I only went to one place. A county over from ours has what they call the Great Garage Sale. They do it every year, twice a year. They do one in the spring, which is today, and they do one in the fall. Now, the weather was looking a little sketchy. I went early. They open at 9, but a lot of people get there literally at 7 to 8 to set up because everybody comes early because, of course, everybody wants a good selection. So I was there, gosh, I think I left here about 7:30. So I got there about in 20 minutes. So it's a few minutes to 8. There was only a couple people that weren't set up. I parked at one end so I could go all the way down and swing back around and come back to the car. I think I spent like $120. And now I'm looking and I'm thinking, I don't know how I spent that much, but you know how that goes. I'll have to recount my money. Maybe I'll put it in the title. I think the thing I spent the most on was a pile of old pictures. I paid $30 from one stall, and then another $15 from another. Yeah. So what is it? 30. So $45 was in pictures alone. I do sell these in my booth for $3 a piece. Might be increasing that soon. So we'll see. But I haven't been to an auction in a little while, and that's usually where I pick up my old antique pictures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold everything up and show you and talk about it, and then I will move on to pointing down at the table, and I'm going to show you the pictures. So if it's not something you're into, you could just skip that part, but I love the old ephemera and the old pictures. There's some very cute ones, all different kinds of ages, weddings, babies, you name it. So we will look at that last. So let's jump right in. So I got 2 of these items. I think these were $5 a piece. Aren't they cool? So I got 2 disco balls. I only saw a couple of vendors from our place, and one vendor, our store manager, Matthew, I always talk about, he had a place inside of a building. So they have mostly outside places, and then they have a building, and they have those sectioned out too. So he was in there. So it got a little busier because when I left, literally I was getting in the car and it started spit dropping on my window, and I got out to the street and then on the street, and it started raining. I feel so bad for those people setting up. But again, in the spring and in the fall too, it's kind of a gamble what kind of weather you're going to get. But aren't these beautiful? Oh, so I got those for $5 each. Not sure what the going rate is on that. The rest of the stuff in this guy's space was pretty cheap. So I saw this. Very cute. 50 cents. This is why I love garage sailing, because things are so cheap. They had the table with their money box and stuff. They were sitting there, and this was sitting there, and I said, is someone getting that? And she said, no, unless somebody gave money for it, it's still mine. So on the bottom it says Ashland Fall Decor Container, $26. This looks like it was from Joann Fabrics at some point, so not too bad. So an old milk container. This basket is so adorable. I think I paid $1 for it. So there's the bottom. It's one of these. Look at this, got the little pom-poms on it, and then it folds down so you can use it like this, or for storage. And this still has all the tags on it. Tag says $19.99, so don't know where that's from, but I thought that was really cute, so that will go out to my booth. I could probably hang that up so it won't take up a lot of room. Let's see what else. So all my pictures were in this cute little rose gold caddy, so I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I got there, and with the weather, it was mostly cloudy, and then it was windy, so my nose started running. So I paid $1 for a pack of Kleenex. You gotta do what you gotta do. Let me see. So I got some old books. And these were $1 each. So I'm going to put these in my booth. Probably, I'd say for probably, I don't know, $5 to $7 a piece. It looks like they were on sale somewhere else at one point because they have this tag. This one says 1907. And it says dinners and luncheons. They're cute. Very, very cute. Yeah. That old smell of books. So there's that one. Meals that cook themselves. Where was this book when I first got married? Let's see. Does it have, yeah, 1915 and $8 on it originally. It's so funny because you think now of cookbooks and you're so used to seeing pictures, and here's some pictures of some ovens. I don't think they were cooking themselves back then. I think that was a lot more work. This one is called The Choir Invisible. This is a pretty blue book. And this tag says 1897. Believe that? This book is like 125 years old. I marvel at stuff like that. And everybody's like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that fascinates me. It's got a little bit of the gilded edges and then the rough cut edge on there. Oh, so cute. This one is French. I took French in school one year. I will not try to pronounce this. Pour charmer nos petites. So I don't know what that means, but it was Dorothy's book. What year is it? Well, they have $10 on it, but I don't know how old. Here's what it looks like. Let me see. Does it have a year? I don't know. Not that it super matters, but I'm just fascinated by this. Well, I don't see a date. Maybe that's why they didn't put one on there. Yep. Okay. So it looks like little kid stories, maybe. The Wars of Greece and Persia. Selections from Herodotus. So there's that one. This one says... Ooh, they had $15 on that one. I don't see a year on that one either. When I sell books in my mall, you really don't want to be putting stickers and things on the book. And if it has like a book jacket, even then you want to be careful because it could rip and people could say, I just don't want to buy it then. So I usually put a Post-it note just inside here, and then I stick the sticker, the price tag, on the Post-it note. This one is called The Bride's Dowry. That's sweet. I don't know, does this one have a year? Well, it says, To Mama from Elizabeth, 1922. There's the tag. $12 originally. And the last one is The Bride's Fate. It's got a stain on it, but I don't think people will mind. A lot of people use these just for like display. I know there's even a company somewhere that you can buy certain color books or certain tones, and you pay by the foot because people want to fill up a bookcase or whatever. Isn't that interesting? I don't see a year, but I thought that was nice. So that's all the books. So like I said, $5 to $8, and they should do well. And if not, they look nice sitting in the booth. I will never understand why people sell things unless you just don't have a close relationship with that relative. But I picked this up, was looking at it, and the lady said, oh, that's $1. So it was a piece of masking tape. I took it off. I want to make sure it didn't rip anything. But inside here, it's got two little sections, and then there's room underneath. And I believe this is leather. She said, yeah, that was my grandpa's. Has this horse on it. And I know it's in rough shape, but you know what? I see that and I think, you know, these things have a story to tell. So I was kind of sad. I don't know, I bought another picture at one point, and the lady goes, it was like a woman with two children, like very small children, And it was a very elderly lady, and she said, "That's me in the picture." And she sold it to me, and I sold it to someone else. And I don't know, I just can't understand why people do that, but whatever. But there's the bottom, there's the sides. It's got, what is that? Has it got horses or something? Fish? I don't know, but it's got a horse on the top. $1. So I may put this in my booth, or I'll look it up and see. I know I probably won't find anything exact, but I don't know. I do pick up hand mirrors. I try to pick up things that I'm not myself naturally drawn to because I know not everyone has my taste. So I got this hand mirror in wood, and it was $2. So yeah. So I have a colander with all my hand mirrors in it. Might have to find a better way to display those. Here we have a vanity tray. It's an older one. Didn't have a price. I said how much, and the lady was telling me, "Oh, you could put your jewelry in there, and you could put your perfume on there, and you could put," and I'm thinking, I'm getting a big build up. This is going to be expensive. And she said, "How about $1?" I was like, okay. So I don't know. It's so funny. I go through times where I have a whole bunch of these, and then all of a sudden people start buying them up. So the thing is, I can put stuff on here to sell. Or I can, in the back of the shelf, I can stand it up and put stuff in front of it. So there's many different ways to kind of squeeze it into the booth. And I have a ton of different kinds. So yeah, so that was an easy pickup. I do those anywhere from $12 to $18, depending on age and all that stuff. I was really hoping to find some lucky bamboo containers. I don't know why I didn't. This is the only one I found, and I have sold ones like these before that say home, or what else? Faith, love. So this one has 5 openings, so I will put bamboo in these, and then I will probably sell this for like $18 to $20. I usually just have one container with 2 lucky bamboos, and then I have, of course, the rocks, and I sell those for $10. So I add usually $1 to $1.50 when I'm adding extra ones, so that would be, I don't know, like 15, 16 bucks. So there's that. I got these real pretty, now I can't think, are they quartz? I can't remember now. I just saw a TikTok of a lady who was like, "Oh, I just found these and they are blah, blah, blah." And I think they were horses too, but aren't they pretty? And I think the base might be marble. And we got bookends. So I said, "Oh, how much for these?" I tell you, there's so many people that did not have price tags, and that really irritates me. But thankfully, the prices weren't too bad, because what I'll do is I'll look at something, like let's say it's something sitting here, and I'll pick it up and I'll say, "Oh, how much for this?" And then I set it back down and I move away from it. So give you this, you know, I'm not like, "How much are these?" "Wow, I love these. Oh, how much?" 20 bucks. So yeah, I got those. We'll be selling those at the store. I had one like this originally. I think it was smaller, but anything that has like a carrier, and then these jars, these are bigger. The other one I had was like a chicken wire one. So I was like, "How much is that?" And she said, "It says 25 cents. I was like, okay, 25 cents. This is why I love garage sailing, you know? Let's see here. This item is brand new in the package. If you want your dog or your cat to be a hot dog. So I will be listing that on eBay. What else? That's the pictures. These adorable little dish set. It was 75 cents for both, and they do say made in Japan. Yes, made in Japan. People love these little trinket dishes, and I paid 75 cents for both. So I'll probably put like $4 on each. Remember I had that little square one? That one just sold recently, so people do like, you know, it's a nice way to have an old piece of something, and it's not big and it's not expensive, but it's a little touch of something old, so that's nice. Paid $1 for these. I'm going to give a couple to my daughter and anybody else, since there's so many, but for taking the top off of jars. You know, it's one of those things, you don't need one until you need one, and then you don't have one. So now I got a whole bunch. You know what else these are good for? If you're hand sewing something thick and you're having a hard time pulling the needle through, cut a little piece of this, wrap it around there, helps you pull it right out. Did find some salt and pepper shakers. The lady says $2 a pair, $1 each, basically. So these are older. They're these little huggy geese. This one does have a chip, so I will probably color that in and just put as is on the price tag. So I don't know how much I'll sell those for, but look at them, they're hugging, aren't they cute? And then these older ones, because they have the cork in the bottom, and they're little poodles, aren't they cute? And they do have their little what do you call them? Cork. These are newer, but I didn't see any chips or anything on them, so I was pretty happy. And they do have their plugs. So we have Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Or is it Winnie the Pooh and Piglet 2? So there's those. So those will be in my booth. I was looking at this and thought it was so pretty. And I love the little loop on the top with a cork. And it was 25 cents. So it's got holes, 3 holes in it. So I said to the lady, I said, is this a garlic keeper? And she said, yeah, I think that's what it is. So I'll probably just sell this. I just have a little open bowl that I keep my garlic in. We aren't all fancy here, so there's that. So that will go at my store. Oh, these are salt and pepper shakers. They are older, but I don't know how, because they're plastic. So they do have their plugs, and they look like the old wood carved sea captains and everything. So, but they're plastic and they are salt and pepper shakers. So I'm going to start the debate again because I know we had this last year. This one has a little bit of damage, but it's okay. It's cute. So you got salt and pepper. You see one, they have 2 holes. Now some of these, a lot of the newer ones, have 3 in one and 2 in another. So does the salt go, I always said, and my mother always did this, she put the salt in the one that had less holes because you don't want to overdo it. And sometimes the pepper, you need to really shake it to get more out. So I believe that the 2 holes are for salt, the more holes are for pepper. So you'll have to leave your comment down below and let me know, because this is like the toilet paper going over or going behind. People will debate that forever. For 25 cents, I did find some of these small bulbs. I have a whole bunch of like night light and things that have the bulbs in the bottom. So that was a good pickup, good price. I did come across someone who is a couponer. So of course I had to stop and I got some of my hairspray because look, this hair is, we'd be crunchy. And this is one of the ones I use. I also use the Suave Mousse. So I think I paid $2 for that. And then these are for Mr. Pudgy Picker. They were $3 a piece, brand new. He likes the Old Spice Classic. He doesn't like any of the Summer Breeze and this and that. He's like, I don't want any of those teenage boy ones. Just get me the classic. I think the other one was called, was like Fresh. Oh, he hated that one. But yeah, tried and true. So $9 for those. It's nice to find stuff to sell, but it's nice to find stuff you can use yourself, which is good. This is a hobbyist piece, but he was just too cute to leave behind. He was only $1, and of course it says handmade. Oh, I can't see the name or a year. But he's a puppy dog. Isn't he cute? But he is glad. He almost looks like the old vintage candles had this look to him. Remember, you'd get a figurine and have a little wax, the little wick. But yeah, I thought he was adorable, little wiener dog. Animal figurines always do really well. Now this is another item that was really cheap at this one stall. I don't really buy too many lanterns anymore. But this one came with the candles that still work. This door opens. This is glass, and it has this on the side. 50 cents. Crazy. So I need to clean this up a little bit, but I was pretty happy with it. I do have some like greenery string that's kind of like a almost like a braid of like the rough string, and then every little maybe inch or so it has a little fake leaf. So maybe even something like that wound around these would look nice. But something like this, I don't pick up too many lanterns. This one I was tempted by, and then when I saw the price, I'm like, oh, I gotta get it. So I've got the little door. Isn't that sweet? You know, a lot of these just really need to be cleaned up. They've been somewhere for so long. Speaking of candles, I got some real ones. These are Mainstay, which I know is Walmart. They have these that I've bought many times over. They have this plastic lid, and these are usually, I think, something like $4.40 or something. This is lilac, never burned. Oh, it smells so good. This was $1. And then they have the more fancy ones that are supposed to look like, what do you call it? Bath and Body Works. So they had this one, Papaya Passion. And these are also 3-wick. I'm not going to really turn these because they got like extra piece. No, this one doesn't. There's that one. Oh, it smells so good. So there's that one. And then I got 2 of these, and I paid $5 each. So I know these are more than the other ones because they got the metal lid. And so this one is, hang on a second. I just had a message pop up. My husband said, "Are you done?" So this is sweet sugared lemon. I got 2 of these. These are the ones that, so not burned. So my daughter loves lemons, so I might hang on one of these for part of her birthday gift. She doesn't watch my YouTube channel. Watch, she'll just happen, hey, let's just watch my mom, because I don't hear that woman talk enough. And then she's going to be like, where's my candle? So I got those. That's 3 of those, 4 candles. I got to stop buying candles, but when they're a great price. They had a few more of these, but they were like vanilla and birthday cake, and it's like, I hate sweet ones. I like earthy ones. I like some fruit ones, but I don't like the real sugary. I don't like coffee. I don't like the cocoa. I don't, So very happy to get those. And always clean laundry or fresh linens. Those are always a good deal too. Is that it? I think we're now going to move to the table. In the next clip, I'm going to point the camera down onto my desk. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. That just doesn't look like a lot of stuff. But I had my pushy cart, my little old lady rolly cart, and I emptied that out because I still had some stuff in it from my store. And so I was just able to push this. I saw people making trips back to their cars, and I'm like, I really don't want to do that. So yeah, so let's look at the table next. Okay, so we're moving on to the photographs. I counted them out, and I have 50 of them. So this stack on top is smaller ones. We're going to go through those, and we're just going to go right down to the bottom of the pile. And then I also forgot to throw in a small bundle of fabric that I got, so I'm going to show you that as well. So we have this beautiful little baby girl here. Isn't she sweet? Oh, that face. And then there's this one. Oh, that's sweet. I wonder if these were sisters. They kind of are similar a little bit. I love this little boy's outfit. The little ruffled collar and the lace-up boots. Mustaches were pretty cool back then as well. We have, I don't know, is that a cane he has? Some of these are, you know, they get so yellowed or faded out. Look at that baby. Oh, so cute. None of these have dates. Like, some of them might have a number or a name, but there's this little girl. I like how a few of these are staged. Like, she's pushing the curtain open. There's another one we're going to come across. It's a little boy, and it's coming up. He's standing at a gate. I like that coy little look on her face. Yeah, here's the little boy. It looks like a little, like a stone fence with a gate. That's so cute. We have this one. Oh, there's another one under here. There's that one. I guess they're probably brother and sister. And then this is probably, see, they got this really cool back, but it doesn't have anything. Columbus, Ohio is where most of these say they're from. It's probably First Communion. I don't know, is this tie supposed to be crooked like that? And then we have this young lady. I mean, her clothes are probably very, like, culturally appropriate for whatever her, you know, her background or her family's is. There's that one. And then, yeah, look at his mustache. We have this lady. This one's like, it's like, almost like there's something behind it. It's kind of puffy. I don't know. Some of these aren't super old, but most of them are pretty vintage. And I believe this is the same lady. And then this one says Philip. Now there is an antique picture in here. This is vintage, but the antique one too is African American. And finding, you know, old photographs with African American people in it are very, they're more valuable. Love the glasses on this young lady. This is 1955, so it says, to Aunt Camilla, love always, your niece Mary. And this is probably First Communion too, just because of the gloves and the scroll thing and the way she's dressed. This lady too has a very, I don't know. See, I don't want to insult. See, I'm so careful to what I want to say just because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't know her ethnicity, but she's beautiful and has very dark skin, and I would love to know where she was from because there's nothing on the picture. This one, look at the curls here. So that's Louise, because it says Sincerely Louise. Here's an older couple, not older. They're probably middle-aged. They're probably my age. Never mind, they're not old. This is probably all kids, 4 kids. This little girl, her hair and her dress and her little head tilt is so sweet. Oh, this one does say, it says, Audrey Jean Owen, age 11 years old, 1945. Wow. She's long gone by now, but isn't she sweet? Oh. Here's another one. Looks like we were at some function. Now this one, it had a piece that was kind of deteriorating, but it had this on the back, so I taped it on. It's like Lloyd and Nyama Huxtable, 1954. December, so it might have been a Christmas party. I have this gentleman. I'm trying not to get the glare on here so you can see the pictures. This one, sadly, you know, ones with outdoor scenes or scenes not just staged do really well. You got the family here, and I don't know. It's hard to tell, but it looks like a countryish family suite. You know, my daughter is very good at restoring stuff like this. So she could take this and change the contrast. Here's the one I was telling you, the little African-American girl. Look at that face. Oh, she's so sweet. And her little chubby legs and her little chubby fingers. She's so cute. So this is probably from, I would say, early 50s, guessing. She's out there somewhere, probably. No name. This pretty lady. And she has such kind eyes. I just love looking through old photos. You know, I don't see any writing on the back of that one. But look, doesn't she have kind eyes? We have this little boy who looks like he'd rather be outside playing in the dirt and playing with marbles than getting his picture taken in a suit. Look at that little face on her and her hair, the way it's combed. Oh, no name. Here's probably another First Communion. We have a stereo of this gentleman. I don't see a name on there. There's that one. Now I sold all my pictures in my booth for $3 a piece, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot. If they are ones that are more valuable, if they are post-mortem, if they have people with like military clothes, if there's landmark buildings or names of businesses that are still around, those do really well. So, you know, it's, well, what if one's really valuable? Well, those are the ones I sell online usually. So there's this little smiley boy. I bet you that is son, mama, and new wife. Yes, we're going to have our family portrait taken. Yes, my mother's going to be in the picture. I'm sure her mother-in-law was a lovely woman. We have a wedding. So we got what? 2, 4, 5 bridesmaids, 5 groomsmen, 6 groomsmen. No, that's the husband. We have the ring bearer and the little flower girl. Isn't that sweet? There's that. I like how some of the women have their purse. We have this one. Now this, the Nashville, Tennessean. This is, it says it's the staff photo, but they all, I don't know. I don't know what that would be for. Here's another group of folks. This says Rock Island Arsenal Ordnance Corps. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but of course I will look this up. Love the old collegiate football, or maybe high school, I don't know. Pretty cool. There's these people, beautiful bride. That looks like the woman that I said had kind eyes. You know, when you do pick up a lot of photographs in one place, a lot of times, you know, can look and you're like, ah, that's them when they were younger. Oh, this is when they were married. This is them with kids. So here's this fun-looking group. Nobody smiled, but I get it. I get it, because you had to sit so long. This one has, like, a really, like, that is glass, but it is coming out of there, so. And this is the last one. How nice. So yeah, not too shabby. So what I'm going to show you real quick next, just since I have my table set up. Hang on, I got to use my little vacuum sweeper here. See, people think it's funny I have that, but with old photographs, and I have stuff that's probably in somebody's old bin, and there's little bits of this and that, so it really works out for me. So this is the one that was, there was 2 bundles. One had a big piece of burlap. I was standing next to a lady, and I reached for this bundle first, and I was kind of touching the other one, so she stood there for a minute. I'm thinking, she wants this one. So the one with burlap, it had a few pieces of fabric I could have used, but, I mean, I just picked this one, and then she looked at me, and I said, if you want that one. So she's like, oh, I really need this, you know, this burlap for a project, and her bundle was $1 also, so I said, if that's all you're getting, I'll give you $1. I'll pay for the rest of it. If you want to give it to me. She goes, nah. I'm like, okay. So, looks like we have some plain, I don't think that's like linen, but this is like what you make dolls out of and stuff. So let me take that off. So there's that one. This one is like, I don't know. It's almost like an early felt, so that is going to go in my donate bags I have. Here's another piece of that muslin. Probably not going to use these either. Oh, they're textured. Look at that. So we got 3 pieces of this textured felt. Oh, we got some more felt. Yeah, I don't really use felt, so I'll probably redonate those. So there's this sweet little print. There's probably a yard on there. There's this green one. This blue with kind of red polka dots. It feels like there's at least a yard on here. It says picture. Isn't that cute? This is nice stuff. My mom used to make, I always talk about my mom used to make my Barbie doll clothes, and she would always look for things that had, you know, a small print on them. I thought this was cute too, the polka dot. It reminds me of that kid book. Was it a Sid Hoff book? It looked like a polar bear with polka dots. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, leave it down in the description box. Then we have this one with the little wreaths, and then this one is a plaid. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. I believe this is the last clip, so I'm going to do my sign off. Please leave a comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. Also, have you been getting out there and starting the garage sales? This one was like many garage sales squished into one. But hopefully the weather's cool this week. We'll see what it looks like, and maybe I'll be able to go out. So thanks again for tuning in. It means so much that you choose to spend a little bit of your valuable time with me, and I will see you guys next time. And until then, happy picking. Bye! Ooh, we started recording. Won't put that in the video. Ooh, we started recording. Won't put that in the video. Ooh, we started recording. Won't put that in the video. Ooh, we started recording. Won't put that in the video. Ooh, we started recording.